Everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, intuitive soul alignment coach here, and so I wanted to jump on in and make a video for you guys to help you to really get into alignment with your soul and how to really speak from your soul. So if you're just jumping on in, just say hello, just so that I know you're listening, and then I can also see if there's any other questions that you may have along the way. Feel free to comment and to also share this with anybody if this is really beneficial to you. So the first thing that I wanted to share with you, of course, I introduce myself, and I'm an intuitive soul alignment coach, and I basically help my clients and my audience to get in alignment to what they are at soul level, so that they can really clear any of those negative blocks that may be restricting them and helping them to move forward and in epic time. So what I do is I use the Akashic records as my tool to help you to find what is your main divine gifts, what are your main 3 gifts, and how that is going to really help you as your tool to step into your soul aligned business. So hi Elizabeth. So yeah, if you really enjoyed this, for sure, please share this with your audience. So what I wanted to talk about today was just how to learn how to actually speak from your main gift, or really what I'm saying is like really speak from your heart, and why if you don't do so, this can actually cause you to be misaligned, be disempowered, and in this chaos a lot in your relationships, or even in making money to flow for you in your business or in your life. So I want to talk about like really how to align in the right way, in this way. So first, what you need to understand is that when you are speaking not from your main gift, which usually you're speaking from your second or your third gift, which are usually your tools, or you're using your psychic gifts in this way, it never really brings full abundance. There's actually a really big difference. So a lot of times when people come to me, they feel like something is missing. Something is just not right. They feel like they are maybe in flow, but then like it's so hard to like create what they create already. Like they could be making 50K months, but it still feels pretty difficult and very hard. And they want to get to 100K months or something like this, right? To actually make double of what you already make, it has to be in alignment to your main gift. So this is actually what I do, is I can pinpoint exactly where you are misaligned, where are you putting your attention more towards in the wrong direction, and where you actually need to put your attention. Because the key of full-on abundance in your life and your business actually comes from your main gift, which is actually comes directly from the heart chakra. A lot of times what we're doing is we're using only our tools and our psychic gifts in this way, and it actually causes a lot of people to be confused as to actually what you offer. And this is usually when someone comes to me, they're like, I know I could do so much better, right? Either they're doing really well like this, or they're like totally disempowered, they're in this chaos, in their relationships, money isn't flowing, or it just feels like very difficult, because in general, we deserve to have divine abundance. We deserve to have it all. I really believe that. And the only way to make double the income, to have amazing relationships and everything, is you actually need to learn how to speak directly from your main gift, which is your heart, coming from your heart chakra. Hi, Steph. So if you are actually talking from your main gift, what happens is your relationships get much more clear in your communication. You actually have less fights. You actually will feel more peaceful inside. You will feel more like in this state of like and have confidence and trust in yourself. You have the ability to actually just speak your truth. Like it doesn't feel like you have to like hold back yourself, right? You'll be able to be more visible, like just get out there and share whatever you feel like sharing without like that weird, that weird feeling where you feel like you have to hide and you're a bit insecure. And by the way, that's usually because you have a shell that you have around you energetically that's keeping you from actually really going out there. And I see this time and time again, that this shell, okay, or this not having the ability to speak from their soul at soul level, is actually what's causing all this chaos and all this disempowerment, all of these relationship issues for like longer periods of time. And actually, this is the key to maintaining this alignment that I'm talking about. This aligning from the soul, aligning from what you really, really want to share with your audience and what you actually want to speak your truth, right? And tell your story, because everybody wants to know more about it. They actually do. We do, as human beings, need to be very open and vulnerable. And when we actually speak from that, this is when abundance starts flowing to you. So when I'm talking about speaking from your main gift, you have to really, really find out, what is my main gift? What is my first, my second, my third gift? And that actually has to be in order, right? It has to be from what you know you are at soul level, and then the other gifts of what you are meant to serve people with. Because each part of your gift, actually, when you know your first, second, and third, actually allows you to have better relationships with people, because you'll be able to relate to them in a different perspective, because you'll be coming from your main gift of where your heart wants to speak its truth. So this is actually a discovery. You have to understand that when you speak from your heart, it takes time to learn how to speak from that specifically. And I'm not talking about like disconnection with people. I'm really talking about like standing in your own content that comes out from directly your heart, your main gift. So as you can tell, like whenever you're listening to me, right, I really talk a lot about your pain, a lot about what is it that you're missing, what is it that doesn't make sense, what is it that you're not trusting yourself, or you're not accepting yourself, or how can you bring your gifts all together, right? This is my gift of awareness of helping people heal their pains, which is the gift of love. So this is the energy that I always speak from. I never really speak about just only about truth or wisdom or compassion or order, or like I can speak about all of those different topics, but when I really if you notice, I really focus on relationships and love and connection and all of these kind of things, right? So each of you have your own type of gift in that way, and how you speak and use your words. And I can tell you, if you speak to me and you tell me like the kind of things of what you value, I can probably pinpoint exactly what your main gift is, just by talking to you, or you just explaining your story or something like that. You actually have to be able to know the difference of when you're speaking from somebody else's gift, right? Could it be order? It could be self-expression. It could be, power. Like when you speak from that perspective, it's so different in how you show up in the relationship and how you speak your truth. So this is actually the reason why you may be feeling disempowered or misaligned in some way, or you feel like something is missing. It's because you're not speaking directly from that main gift, from that perspective. And that is exactly what your ideal clients and people are coming to you for. That's what I call your soul factor. It's exactly what your soul can help other souls with, to help them to discover their gifts. We are only meant to speak from this main gift. We're not meant to speak from all the other gifts, because actually that's not the part that we are born as, to have that perspective, right? So this is actually probably why there's not a lot of flow, there's not a lot of money flow, or there's all of this kind of discussion, that doesn't seem to make sense to both parties. You're not able to really speak from that perspective, because you're having this feeling like you have to be who you're not, right? You're having gift envy. You are trying to be who you're not, basically. So the first steps of actually being able to speak from, your main gift actually starts with you first stopping and looking from looking at what perspective you're actually talking from. And you can see it through your words. So if you're using a lot of words that are the essence of power, right? You can tell like you're aligning to power. If you're using a lot of words that has a lot to do with keeping things in order and perfection and stuff, then you're aligning to this energy of order, right? If you're speaking a lot about, what I talk about, which is bringing your gifts all together and talking about the pain and healing from the pain, then of course you're going to speak about love, right? Where are you speaking from? because this is so important to know before you start being visible and getting out there. I see this, even though like you know who you are at soul level, you're just speaking the other type of gifts because it sounds really cool, or it sounds like interesting. It's a different perspective, right? That's probably what's happening, is you're speaking from someone else's gifts because that's what you're listening to, or that's what you're hearing from. So it's so important to actually do a lot of have a lot of time to really be in self-realization, where every day you take some time to think about, like, where is my perspective coming from? Is it because I'm surrounded by people who are very powerful, and that makes me want to align to power? Am I around people who are just very, very loving? And I think love is really beautiful and cool, but actually my gift is order, right? Where are you surrounding yourself to be who you're not, basically, right? So that's the first step, is like stop and look at what perspective you're speaking from to everyone, and really think about why you're doing it. Why are you aligning to this other type of gift that is not even yours? And usually it's because you have some kind of gift envy, or what I say, like a little bit jealous of someone who really is doing really well, right? They're reflecting a part of you that you want to become, whether it's successful or have more money, or be known in your industry or stuff like that. Why are you aligning to that person's energy instead of your own energy? That's like really the hard part, the first part, because you don't really know until you actually really sit and analyze about where you are, who are you surrounding yourself with, and what are their gifts, right? Because as soon as you see that, you actually feel really bad. Like, usually you feel really bad because it's like, well, I'm not speaking my truth. I'm not speaking what my own perspective is. I'm just aligning to this other person that is very powerful, or is very orderly, or very self-expressive, or very loving, or very much have amazing wisdom, or very compassionate. Like, what is it that you're aligning to? What energetic perspective are you aligning to? Okay. Then the next step is you need to start changing, right? Like changing your messaging. So meaning how you speak towards people, right? In your audience. Like change your messaging to your main gift. Because once you know what's the energy that you're aligning to, then you need to first experiment and really, really try to speak from your main gift. And I can tell you it's another hard part, is because you go through this process of reprogramming your brain. Because it's been so easy for you to kind of align to somebody else's energy because you've observed them and you kind of copied them energetically, right? But actually, that's disempowering you, is you're aligning to that person's energy and not your main energy, what your energy of your soul is. So you go through this process of actually like speaking a lot, teaching a lot, and trying to do it from your main gift. And once you start doing that, and you go through this process of like relearning how to speak from your heart of your main gift, in the beginning it's like you don't know what to say because it's like, well, how do I even speak from love? How do I speak from order? How do I speak from compassion? Like, because you've never done it before, or you've been doing it from copying somebody else's business model, or copying somebody else's words, or copying somebody else's, right, their message. Because it's really not your message. Your message comes from deep within your heart. So you have to just speak. And you have to do it. You have to market yourself from that perspective. And the more you do that, you'll find that it gets much easier to come from a place of love. Because actually what your main gift is all about is coming from a place of who you are at soul level, which is directly, energetically, is this loving and peaceful space. So when you come into this acceptance and this awakening or this awareness, there's something beautiful. What happens next is you start to be really open and honest with yourself. And being super honest and open with yourself is the key to actually being able to share that message or your own perspective of your own truth in that way. And what you notice is that people really resonate to that voice of your soul. And that then when you start to see the response of other people, it becomes much easier for you to make money, to have better relationships, and really actually to get back in your power. But in the beginning, it's very difficult because it's like, well, what do I say? Like, I've been talking from that perspective for so long. How the heck am I going to do that? But I can tell you, like, if you talk every day, you get on a live stream, you talk to people every day from your own perspective of your main gift, there's going to be this flow, this momentum that comes from your heart chakra, and you just do it naturally. Like, you just will stop and see from what perspective that you're talking from. But in the beginning, you're not conscious of it at all. You're not even awakened about it. You're just kind of like going with the flow, and you're thinking that that's the way that you're supposed to speak. But actually, that's not your real truth. It's not really who you are at soul level. So coming back, right, and just speaking directly from that heart space and from that main gift, from that voice inside, then all the abundance will start to flow. And how you know that you are speaking, from your main gift is people respond to you in amazing, amazing, abundant ways. So it's like the difference between like you only make $100 or you make $1,000, right? It's like that. So how easy it is to sell to someone because you're speaking from that perspective. You're speaking from that truth. You're speaking from that essence, right? So you have to continuously remember that that's how it works. That's how it works energetically. If you are seeing abundance flowing to you, then you know you are aligning to it. If it's not, then there's something wrong with the way that you're speaking, from your messaging, from your voice inside. Instead, what you're probably doing is you're speaking from someone else's energetic perspective, somebody else's energetic signature, and you're aligning to it because you think it's like so much more easier to do because they're reflecting, that second or that third gift of yours. But that never ever will bring you abundance. It's going to actually make you feel really, really uncomfortable inside. And what happens is your inner world and your outer world get very chaotic. So it's either can start from the outside where it's like, oh, lots of bills, lots of expenses, lots of ego sabotage happening in the background, relationships going sour, people like not really responding to you, right? You're getting crickets. And then your inside starts to feel really like insecure. You're not really sure. You start worrying about how you're going to pay your bills, like how are you going to do what you need to do, right? Instead of actually taking action. Because what happens is over time, when you get to that point where your inner world it has so much strife inside, then you feel like you just can't take action because there's no clarity, right? So the only way to get clarity again is actually speak from your main gift. Think about it. Think about what actions can you take that will resonate to that type of energy of what your gift is. So once you keep asking that question and you start taking action towards it, then that's when not naturally this normalcy, I don't know what the word is, when things become much more like in its normal state. Because when you're in the chaos, it's definitely an expression that you are not aligned. And this includes like just in your mind, right? Like everything can be beautiful outside, everybody's all happy, but you're not happy inside, right? You can have also the opposite effect. Your inner world in strife, but your outer world okay, or your outer world is like in strife, but your inner world is not okay, right? Or is okay, right? I see that too. Like your inside is okay, but everybody else is all crazy. Or both of them is all crazy, right? Your outer and your inner world is all crazy. So how you know you're in alignment is your inner and your outer world is in this flow. And it's easy. And it's like money flows to you. People want to help you. You start receiving so many kinds of abundance that you never ever thought existed, right? Because you were not open to it. So where are you not speaking from your main gift? And just start talking from that. Start talking from that gift. Start marketing that way. Start telling your story about it. Start being from that energy. And as soon as you do that, you're going to start to see people, places, and things starts to flow directly into who you are at soul level. And they're going to reflect the exact energy of what your main gift is. So constantly, like for example, for me, because I'm love, I constantly see people wanting to help me, wanting to give me things, wanting to just, express their love to me, wanting to just, share their stories with me that, like it's just amazing stuff. Like magical things happen all the time when they engage with me. Other things of like guest speaking opportunities just show up. People just wants to connect with me. They want to talk to me all the time. So obviously, I'm the glue that hold the community together. So everything about things that resonate to the energy of love, right, are going to come to me. If you're order, then you're going to feel more peaceful states coming through instead of all this chaos around you, right? You don't have to work so hard to put everybody all together, right? If you are power, then you're not really surrounded with so much people who are like disempowered. They'll be kind of disempowered, but they're not going to be that kind of people who you're just enabling them to be disempowered, right? They actually start to step into their power. You see what I'm saying? So this is actually how you can find out what your main gift is look at how people respond to you. What are they energetically responding to you as, right? When I know I'm not in alignment, my relationships go crazy. People just want and like take my energy. They want all that loving energy, right? In the wrong way. I mean, like either in a sexual way or in an emotional way or a spiritual way. They just want to take like energy vampires. Because I'm not in my state of self-love and this calmness of holding sacred space, and I don't feel sacred space at all, right? So every gift has its own unique way it expresses itself. So what is your main gift? And what is it that you need to speak from like this every single day? How you relate to people, how you relate to your children, your even people at the grocery store, when you say hello to people at the grocery store, right? How are you actually acting out your main gift every day? Because some people, they can be really, really good like in their career and their business, but they're really sucky in how they relate to their actual spouse or their children, but they're really, really nice to their clients and their audience and look really good, right? So where in your 10 life areas are you not being really truthful? And there's just so much chaos around you because you're not allowing yourself to speak from your main gift. And what I mean internally is this inner truth, your own perspective, your own unique perspective of what you believe in and what you value, right? Because when you start from this value, wow, people just respond. People are just like in awe at you and in awe in everything that you share. And then this is actually when you start to activate your higher psychic gifts, because you're going to start to actually speak from a very higher level of vision of expansion. And when you start to use that part of your gift, then that is actually when you know you're really, really doing a higher level of service. And then you're really providing the tools, the methods, the energy of what your soul is supposed to be expressing in the physical world too. Because in the physical world, they're reflecting exactly your energy back at you. You see how that works? So look at how everything is going on outside of you and inside of you. Where is it that you need to align to speak from that place? And the sooner you do that, the less chaos, the more money will flow to you, the more you feel in your power, essentially. Like when I think about like when you're speaking from this truth, like you're just in this self-acceptance, there's this trust, there's this clarity, there's this feeling of oneness, right, and peace inside. So, but again, if you're not speaking from that perspective, that's why everything else is not working. Because it's deeply, I'm telling you, your main gift is deeply connected to your relationships. Every single time when I look at like what the first, the second, and the third gifts are, I can totally see where someone's misaligned. It's so incredible to know what your three main gifts are, because it solves every single problem you're having in your relationships, in your money, in your ability to speak, and get out there and be a leader in your industry. Like, everything is all according to your three main gifts. And this is actually what your messaging will become. It's exactly your message. So if you're wanting to know more about that, about what your main gifts are, especially if you want to know your three main gifts, I do have options where I can help you know exactly what your blueprints are. And I go and look at that up in your Akashic records so that I can actually be really, really accurate, so that you can know like how to speak from that voice, right, from your main gift. And then once you know that, then you need to start taking action towards it. And once you start taking action towards it, this is when the abundance roll in. Every 2 to 4 days, you'll manifest amazing things. And this is the secret on how to create abundance in epic time, because your main gift is the energy of your soul. And since everything is energy, obviously, you're going to feel this energetic alignment with source. So my next program that's coming up is a 30-day program of activating your highest psychic gifts. And we're starting very soon. So if you're really wanting to do that, it's going to really help you to awaken your higher psychic gifts in a way that so you can see what your higher level of service is. I also will give you what your main gifts are, your three main gifts are, and give you a clear perspective of how to use it. But that program will only give like the shorter version of your 3-hour blueprints, which you can do either that option of knowing exactly what your 3-hour blueprints are, and we can have a follow-up session. You can either do that privately, or we could do that in a group setting where I'll show you, how to align to your higher psychic gifts in the 30-day program that's coming up. So if you're really interested in knowing more about your main gift, knowing how to speak from your main gift, reach out to me. You can go to my website at LeimomiKeliikuli.com. And on there, you can see all the different stuff that I'm putting out there. I have all kinds of different programs that I enjoy helping, because helping everybody is so different. Because what you need at soul level may be different at the right timing, right? So, and then if you want to know just like a little snippet of what your gift could be, you can go to also my website there. And take my Divine Business Gifts quiz, and that kind of gives you an idea of what your primary or your secondary type is. And if you want more support and you want to know more about how to do this and be around more conscious people that really believes in living in alignment with their soul, then you can go to my Facebook group, which is Soul Alignment Leaders for Conscious Living. And there, it's really amazing that you can have the support to actually start to live in this new creation from the heart, and get the support that you need there. So anyway, if you guys really feel that you need this help, please feel free to reach out to me. Even if you have a question about this, you can ask me, because it could be very simple. I'm really good at seeing where you're misaligned and what your main gifts are, because your main gifts will tell you everything about how to live in your life and your business, and how to up-level all 10 of your life areas. And the next program that I'm going to do is launching soon, is Mastering Your Soul's Gifts. And that program, I'll take you from A to Z on how to make your life and your business become totally in alignment to what you're meant to do, what your bigger purpose are. It's kind of like doing a spiritual and a business perspective, and bringing all of what you know that you are at soul level up into what you want to bring out in the world. All right, so if you guys don't have any other questions, I'll sign off here. On every Wednesdays, I also have a guest speaker. With every other Wednesday, I have a guest speaker on my LeimomiTV where I interview other people who also, are mastering their gifts, and they tell their story about misalignments and getting back into alignment, and how did they find their gifts, and how did they, master their gifts in their perspective. So, that you'll see that coming up very soon, because since today is about, sharing about how to speak from your gifts, right? Now I'm going to share with you about how you can use this in your messaging, and how you can use this, to bring all of who you are at soul level, you know, into your real truth. All right. Well, I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll talk very soon. Aloha.